welcome to Mingle with Manny. We have some very special guests today, including Bobby Jones, Babe Ruth, Al Capone, Ernest Hemingway, and Zelda Fitzgerald. Now let's have a warm welcome for our first guest, Bobby Jones. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Hey there.
Good to have you on the show, Bobby. So, how you doing?
Very well, thank you.
I have some questions to ask you. When did you win your first tournament, Bobby?
I was 6 years old in a child's tournament. It was my first win. When I was 14, I made the U.S. Amateur Championship. But in 1923, I won my first U.S. Open, something that is very important to me.
So, how many tournaments did you win in all?
I won 13.
Did you have any other accomplishments that you feel are important?
Yeah, I got a Bachelor's of Arts and English Literature from Harvard. After I retired from golf when I was 28, I started to focus more on law in Atlanta, where I was born.
What would you say are the cornerstones of your moral game as an athlete?
Probably I believe in having good sportsmanship and being fair matters a lot to me.
Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show today, Bobby. When we come back, we're going to have George Herman Ruth on the stand in the seat, so don't go away.
Hey there, looking for the best in bootleg liquor and moonshine? Come on down to Joey's, where class and crime mingle.
Hello and welcome back to Mingle with Manny. Our next guest is a world-renowned baseball player, goes by the name of George Herman Ruth. Hey, George.
Hi.
So, babe, you seem to have had a very interesting career yourself. What would you say are some of your most important achievements?
I'm very proud of being one of the first 5 baseball players elected into the Hall of Fame.
It's a very good accomplishment. But what about your home run record?
Yes, I'm very proud of my record of hitting 60 home runs in one season. I still find it hard to believe.
How many teams did you play with when you were in the majors?
Well, first I played with the Boston Red Sox. I was then sold to the New York Yankees in 1920. I played with them until 1935, then I finished my career with the Braves.
That's interesting. What positions did you play in your major league career?
I was a pitcher and then played right field.
Well, babe, seems like you had a very successful life. It's good to have you on the show. When we come back, we're going to have a notorious gangster in the seat, so stay tuned.
Hit like the best hitters in the big leagues. Insist on Louisville Slugger. Just ask the babe.
And we're back. Our next guest is Al Capone, one of the most notorious gangsters in recorded history. Yeah, Mr. Capone. All right, so your life is another interesting story.
Oh, yes, it is.
Where were you born, and what was your profession?
I was born in New York City, and I was truly an Italian-American gangster. I later moved to Chicago.
What was your life like as a teenager?
Well, at an early age, I was involved in 2 gangs.
I hear you're a notorious criminal.
Yes, I was on the most wanted list. Unfortunately, I got involved with illegal gambling, bootlegging, and prostitution, and my men really caused the St. Valentine's Day massacre.
Well, I'm speechless. How did your career end?
Well, I was caught for tax evasion, and I had to go to prison.
Wow. Seems like you did have an interesting life. Don't go away. Our next guest is Ernest Hemingway.
Smoke Cohiba, they are Cubano.
And welcome back. Our next guest is one of the greatest American authors of all time, Ernest Hemingway. So it seems like your career is a little different. What were some of your highlights?
Sorry, I can't see you very well today. I forgot my cheaters. Anyways, I'm very popular for my job as an author.
How did your career begin?
I started at a newspaper office in Kansas City.
I heard you were in the war. Is that true?
Yes, I helped out with the Italian Army and a volunteer ambulance department. Soon after, I returned to the United States and wrote my first book, The Sun Also Rises.
Your books were all very successful, but what would you say was your greatest success?
I'd probably have to say The Old Man and the Sea.
What were most of your works based on?
I like to write about soldiers, fishermen, athletes, and bullfighters.
What would you say was the most rewarding part of your career?
The cat's meow was winning the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1954.
Certainly something to be proud of. And good luck to you and your girlfriend, Connie. When we get back, we'll be sitting here with Zelda Fitzgerald, so don't go away.
in a world where there was an old man and the sea. Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea.
And we're back. Our next guest is the wife of another great author. Give it up for Zelda Fitzgerald. Hey there, how you doing?
Hi, good.
So, welcome to the show, Zelda.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. We had you on the show today to talk about your husband's latest novel, The Great Gatsby.
Yes, it's a very good book, and I think it'll become very successful.
Where did you and your husband meet?
We met at Camp Sheridan. Scott called me a Shiva. We were engaged, and then I broke off the engagement. But after Scott's book, The Side of Paradise, was accepted, we got engaged once again.
That was a very popular book in the Flapper generation.
Indeed it was. We then got married in New York and have one daughter named Frances.
That's nice. So, what's your husband's latest book about?
Well, it's about a man named Gatsby, a very kind, mysterious character who's in love with a girl named Daisy. Daisy is married to another man, but Gatsby believes they're both still in love. Daisy is a pretty girl, and Gatsby is crazy for her. You have to read the novel to find out the rest.
I certainly will, Zelda. I'd like to thank all my guests for coming on the show today. You're all very important and have many accomplishments to be proud of. You've all achieved so much more than I ever will, and I appreciate having me on the show. Be sure to tune in next week for our next edition of Mingling with Manny.